Hi, good morning. I just wanted to maybe tell you a story or give you a bit of advice, but a lot of you don't need advice, and you probably don't want to listen to my stories, and that's absolutely fine. But I want to take you back to the beginning of my tree surgery career when I started out in the '90s, early '90s, and we were out doing council contracts. So I think it was a Luton and Dunstable contracts at the time. Opened my eyes up to many things, I can assure you, working around there, and fond memories as well, to be honest. And anyway, yeah, basically, when we was doing the contract work out there, we weren't allowed to go back to the yard until we'd earned a minimum of £365, which sounds terrible in today's money, doesn't it? £365. But you've got to remember, I think my rent for the week then in my council flat was £31. So you got to bring it all into perspective of what it of what it is and what it costs now. So what would £365 be from 1999 be 1990 sorry be worth now? It would be worth £980 in today's money. That's what it would be worth. So that's how much money we technically had to earn before we were allowed back to the yard, because it was a dangerous industry. And there was 2 pages of tree surgeons in the Yellow Pages, which covered a big book for Bedfordshire back in them days. Now, the last I see the Yellow Pages, there was about 8 pages. We've been swamped by other tree surgeons, which is understandable. But if you did commercial work, they'd still be earning £1,000, £1,300 a day. So it brings it into perspective when you see someone on one of the Facebook pages saying, "Yeah, I'll do the work for 450 quid." Do you know what I mean? I'll do that day's work. You're not only underselling yourself, you're underselling the whole industry, which is why we're hedge trimming. That's why I'm hedge trimming today. I'm hedge trimming today because people can afford us. They can afford for us to hedge trim. They can afford to pay tree surgeons to trim the hedges because our industry has been dumbed down. That's just the way it is. If you're wondering as a usual, well, we're trimming so many hedges. Well, I don't mind it because I'm old and I love it. Do you know what I mean? And I'll do it for a couple of quid less because it's to me, it's easy money. And but to a lot of people, there's a good reason why. So when next time, if you're ever pricing anything and you're going in at 450 quid, just remember that that would be a morning's work to me. That would be a morning's work, 450 quid. And I wouldn't spend the whole day earning that. If I did, I feel like I'd failed. And I still struggle to buy a new hedge trimmer every year. I like to buy a new hedge trimmer every year. So get rid of the old ones, keep it all fresh, so I don't sit there waiting for them in shops and spend fortunes on maintenance. And, you can't do these sort of things, and you can't keep all your trucks new because the industry has been dumbed down. So that's what I'm saying. 1991, £365 is worth £981 today. So you think about that next time you climb up a big dirty conifer and you do it for 450 quid. I'm not saying you would. And if people up north were saying, up in Seaham, Sunderland, somewhere like that, saying, "Yeah, I can't charge that up your man," you know what I mean? Then if you can't charge that, then fair enough. But I bet your electricity bill's the same as mine, buddy. Do you know what I mean? I bet your food at your food is the same. So just think about it when you go out quoting next time. I don't mind. I'll happily do 3 days a week at the correct money and have 2 days off. Wander around Hitchin Market like that, pull my lip over my head. Then work 5 days working for ridiculously cheap money. So the choice is yours. But just think about that. By the way, this was the customer's husband's coat. She's lent me it because I left mine where I was doing log deliveries at the weekend. So there appears to be a lot of extra padding around the middle of it. So if you're wondering, that's why.